Hello friends, Maria here. Hope you are well. I am well. It's been a hot second, and it's probably going to be another hot second after this. But this is a video in response to Steve Harvey's show on child spanking, whooping, abuse, or whatever we want to call it. And I just want to share a different perspective on it. I call myself a healed adult of childhood spanking, whooping, abuse, really. And I'm also very successful, I feel, in whatever I wanted to do. Many people say to me that the reason I am where I am today is because of all the spanking that happened. And I can assure you, I am here despite it. It affected me greatly, but that's a conversation for another day. What I want to say is we as a community are very attached to this idea, and we offer many reasons why it's appropriate. But I think we really need to get honest about it. There is nothing divine about beating your children. And in fact, if you are beating your children, there's an aspect of you that believes they're not fully divine and they're not able to feel, to hurt, or to learn. They don't have the instinct to learn unless they feel pain. We are a culture that has been punished greatly by others in the same way. We were called noble savages and brutes, and were perceived as unworthy of any kind of divine education or formal education, and were trained to be to learn through pain and discipline and disrespect and inhumane ways. And if we are going to uphold this way of teaching our children, then we have to be willing to say that we do believe that our kids are brutes and noble savages that are not yet ready to be fully divine and must be taught to do this through violence. We cannot sidestep, play around that issue. That is just a fact. Also, we need to get very clear about the appropriate age for disciplining, because nowhere in our community is it acceptable to now beat women or spouses. We consider this to be very cruel, and we need to understand the cutoff line. Where is that line? Is it at 11? Is it at 4? Is it at 21? When do we stop teaching people through violence? So we need to clear that up and get honest about that. We also need to get honest about the continuation of violence in our community, whether it is violence against each other, violence coming to us. We need to be sure that we understand that we are attracting the violence because we believe in it. We believe that we cannot teach without violence. So let's get real about this too. But above all else, I would just say that all children are divine. They are They are fully divine. They are habitations of the divine soul in small bodies, small minds. They haven't figured their world yet. They're figuring their world, but it doesn't make them any less divine. So the next time we want to slap a child, we must bear that in mind. I am now getting ready to slap the seat of divine energy. I am getting ready to book the seat of divine energy, because we are also very religious. We be praying and everything. Let us acknowledge that we do know that we are the temples of Creator. And every time you slap a child, you just did that. You just slapped a temple of Creator. So let's just get real about this, and also get real about the number of maybe socially successful economically successful adults in our communities that are not able to function in relationships, loving environments. And we need to ask how that comes about. We also need to accept that now almost all states consider child beating, spanking, whatever, a crime. And as teachers, we are mandated reporters. But mostly in the biblical state, or where you have people who adhere to the religions of love, these are the states where abuse of children is still sanctioned. Also, we need to get really real about whether our abuse is authentic or it is just historical memory of our people. And we are just now passing it on, because there's no greater success for an oppressor than when the oppressed begin to oppress themselves. Then their work is done. There are very many ways to train our children to learn that we have now come up with. All of them involve a great deal of time, a lot of self-education about human development, spiritual development, and it could be that many of us are simply not willing to invest that time. Our parents did not have the resources we have now, but we do, and we can do different. So I come in love, I share this in love. We are divine, and all of us must know that we are not our physical bodies. We are the awareness of it, the divine within us. And when we hurt the body, we simply retard the length of time it's going to take us to fully become aware of our divinity. So I come in love, be well, all is well.